Please be kind to me if we reach the end of the month and I've done nothing. There's like a part of me that like wants this video to flop. I need to stop using editing as a way to procrastinate my writing.
You know that's right. Baby said she's chilling on a whole nother vibe, and that's true. Yeah. That's why I like you. Check.
This is a very special episode of Writing Diaries because this is going to be Nano vlog number 1. Today is actually October 23rd, so Nano hasn't officially started, but I did want to start the vlog today because I kind of wanted to document the last part of October. If you watched the video that I posted about my NaNoWriMo plans and everything, I mentioned that I'm going to be doing a non-traditional NaNoWriMo. I talk about it in that video, but part of that is going to entail me trying to finish as much of Act 2 in the next week. I don't know how realistic this is going to be. In an ideal world, I could finish Act 2 in a week, but I don't think we live in an ideal world, do we? I'm currently writing chapter 17, 4 chapters to write. Actually, including chapter 17, I have 5 chapters to write. I don't think I can write 5 chapters in a week, but we'll see. I'm gonna try like speed running Act 2. Like I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write most of it, but I might zero draft certain scenes just for the sake of like laying out a foundation for the scene so that I can at least be a little bit close to starting Act 3 before November. It's gonna be hard. It's really gonna be hard. I feel like, oh my God, I'm like so nervous to like publicly talk about NaNoWriMo just because I just feel like I have such a horrible track record of like being like, this is my plan, this is what I want to do, and then just like completely failing. But anyways, it's okay. I've set myself up for public failure. Please be kind to me if we reach the end of the month and I've done nothing. I really want to channel some good NaNoWriMo vibes this month or next month. Wish me luck. I hope it goes well. Ugh. It's currently like freezing in my room right now, so I'm wearing like a shit ton of layers and it's getting like really hard for me to concentrate. I think I'm gonna take a little writing break and I'm actually gonna try to do some Duolingo. I always get like really impatient and I try to like, instead of going through all the lessons properly, I always end up like trying to freaking speed run it and I just skip right to the checkpoints to see if I can like advance faster. Let's do Korean first actually. It says I'm on unit 3. I don't really know what that means. Test out of unit 3, pass the test to jump ahead. We won't make it easy for you though. Select the correct translation. Doctor of Internal Medicine? Maybe I should have done the lesson a little bit. I feel like it's it's just the vibe. 경기장. Oh, the condition of the stadium is not good. Select the correct translation. Historically, the relationship between the two countries was not good. I don't know. I think it's either the first or the second one. It was the first one. 전화는 건강에 좋지 않습니다. 전화? Phones? Oh, phones are not good for health. Do I add soy sauce? Chicken. To the braised chicken! We're gonna fail this. 평창은 제23회 동계올림픽 개최 도시입니다. Okay, so this is something about the Olympics. Pyeongchang is the 23rd host city. The students cross together at the crosswalk. Oh no. 학생들은 횡단보도에서 함께 시. I think it's this one.
이 주방에는 싱크대가 2개 있어요.
주방? 싱크대가 2개 있어요. Oh, that means kitchen. There are 2 sinks in this kitchen. We failed. I feel like my Korean's gotten really bad. We can try French. He stayed silent. All right, I'm feeling better about this one. How do you say efficient if efficace.
Efficace.
Pauline n'a jamais payé un seul bouquet de fleurs.
Never bought. Never single bouquet. Flower bouquet? Wait, what? Oh, I fricked up. Okay, wait. Pauline never paid for a single bouquet of flowers. Okay, this French is a lot easier. Anyway, quand même.
Quand même.
En économie.
Économie.
What? Bientôt! Oh my god, I forgot bientôt! Ce stylo argenté. Must be this one. Et le mien is mine. Si tu veux faire de la boxe, tu vas devoir acheter. Si tu veux faire de la boxe. Oh, des gants. Gloves, right? That's really sad. I'm so sad now. So that's fine. Whatever. It's not like I wanted to pass anyway. Oh my god, I look so tired. So I didn't get any writing done last night because I was like, okay, I am just going to do a little bit of video editing and then I will write right before I go to bed. But I just got really caught up in editing, and the video that I'm currently editing is really long and I just have a lot more footage than I thought I did. And I felt like I was in a fugue state when I was editing last night. And then all of a sudden it was 3:30 in the morning. I have to sleep. I actually have to sleep. My eyes were burning. I didn't feel tired at all though. Yeah, I'm feeling really weird about this video. It's just I feel like I'm so unhinged in this video. I was editing for over 5 hours yesterday. I still have 30 minutes of footage to get through, raw footage to get through. I really have to prioritize writing today. I have to put some blinders on myself, and it's currently 1 p.m. I'm gonna sift through some of the editing that I did last night because I literally was in a fever dream. I don't remember. I don't remember what I did last night. So I'm just gonna double check and make sure that some of the cuts that I did were fine. And then I'll start writing at around 2 p.m. I'm gonna set a timer for myself so I don't freaking go overtime and spend the whole day editing. Because I need to stop doing that. I need to stop using editing as a way to procrastinate my writing. November is in 4 days. I actually had a pretty good writing session last night. I didn't really spend it on progressing the plot. I actually went back to chapter 16 and I had to basically edit a portion of chapter 16. I'm happy about that. I also worked a little bit on chapter 17, and that's gonna be kind of my focus today, is going to be making progress on chapter 17. I've also been planning out my new content that I want to put out pretty much for the rest of the year. I'm excited about it, but also I just don't know if it'll be of interest to people. I finally finished editing and uploading the discussion video that I made about fan fiction. I made it really early so that I don't have to worry about editing it at all next month. I can just focus on writing. I'm really happy that I got that video out of the way. It really was such an uphill battle to make that video. I don't know why. It just I think because I had scripted it more than I typically script my videos, and just also talking about fandom and fan culture in any capacity is a very intimidating thing to do, especially when it's not a fandom that you necessarily belong to or that you know very well. There's a part of me that wants this video to flop, but also obviously I worked really hard on it, so I don't know. Oh, I did finish reading The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. I've literally been reading that for probably over a month now. I liked it. I don't have any particular thoughts on it. I was surprised though, because then I checked Goodreads after. I saw so many comments from people being this felt like YA. I feel that's such a weird comment that I see on so many adult fantasy books. Is anytime that there's a headstrong female protagonist, everyone's feels like YA, feels like YA. To be fair, this book is actually written in first person present tense, in the perspective of the main character, who is like female. Maybe like that's another reason that people were like, this feels like YA. But honestly, other than that, I didn't really see why people were like levying that criticism at this book. I actually quite liked the prose, specifically some of the descriptive language. Okay, today is Sunday. I just had so many like things to deal with, so I haven't actually gotten to write today, and it's already like evening. It's gonna be a late night writing session today, which I'm not happy about. Not that I don't like writing at night, but it's just I was hoping that I could write for at least like the entire afternoon, but that has not happened today, unfortunately. I didn't even give an update on my writing progress yesterday. I had a pretty good writing day. I think I wrote something like 1,700 words. I was able to pretty much finish chapter 17. I just have to brush up the last scene, and then I also got started on chapter 18. There are still 2.5 chapters left to work on for Act 2. So obviously I wasn't able to finish Act 2 before November, but I always knew that that would be an extremely difficult goal to hit anyway, so I'm not gonna beat myself up over that. Anyways, yeah, that's the update. I'm going to sprint and like try to write as much as I can in like 30 minutes, and I will continue writing tonight. A pretty solid writing session yesterday, which I'm happy about. I mean, I didn't write 2,500 words, which is like what you're supposed to write every day for Nano. I'm just gonna check my pacemaker again to make sure. So I wrote about 1,000 words last night. Is pretty impressive considering I think I wrote for only like an hour. I wrote from about 12:30 to 1:45, I think, in the morning. I'm pretty happy about that, actually. Hang on, y'all are crooked. What is going on here? Okay. So yeah, that's like a pretty solid writing session for me, considering I was writing for less than 2 hours, and considering that I had just like a terrible writing month last month. I mean, I know it's only the second day of Nano, but like so far I'm like happy with how I'm doing. I was just also looking at the rest of the chapters that I have to write for Act 2. I basically still have chapter 18, 19, and 20. And then there's also kind of like a mini chapter that falls between chapter 19 and 20. That is what I have left to write to finish off Act 2. And then after that will be an Act 3, which is pretty much the climax. There's like an Act 4, which is just kind of like more of a wrap-up / denouement. So I'm not like considering Act 4 as a complete act within itself. I think that finishing off Act 2 might take me at least a few more days, because chapter 19 is actually an extremely chunky chapter. I was looking at my outline again, and I was just like reading through everything that happens, and I was like, there's kind of like a lot going on. So those types of chapters tend to take me a lot longer to get through. I'm kind of worried that I'm going to be like spending all of this week finishing Act 2, and I don't know if that's like the best idea for me. Like I might just try to exercise fast drafting and essentially take my outline and just like essentially write like a zero draft. I think for Nano, I just kind of want to prioritize progress in the draft, just kind of like ironing out all the kinks in the story to like figure out the actual like how do I move from plot beat to plot beat, because I remember I learned this lesson from the last book that I was writing earlier this year, which I have a whole video where I talk about that book if you're curious. But one thing that I learned from getting into Act 3 of that book was that I didn't really think through my plot beats very well, and a lot of things fall apart in the climax of that book. I'm feeling better about the core components and the core mysteries of this current book, Project Night, but I would like to try to see if fast drafting can work for me, especially because it's Nano. Like, I'm really just trying to like prioritize progression, and that's not usually how I like to write. I usually like to generally like take my time with my prose, even in a first draft, but I'm just kind of gonna like try something a little different. Nano is all about experimentation or whatever. I don't know. So that's what I have planned. Also, this vlog is going to be dropping on November 6th. I originally was going to skip uploading the first week of November so that I could focus on writing, but I realized that I had enough vlog footage already to fill up an entire vlog, and I figured that I might as well just post this one now because I didn't want to like drop like a 40-minute Nano vlog on you guys. I know no one wants to watch that, and also I know you guys need to write too. I will be posting this video on November 6th, so my uploading schedule is getting pushed up a week, and I actually have content planned for the rest of November, so I'm really excited about that. Technically I should be eating lunch right now, but I'm just like not hungry. So I think I'm gonna spend the rest of my lunch break working on my draft. I kind of want to like make some progress on it right now because in the evening I'm actually going to be filming a video with my friend Emily. I'm very excited about it. If you don't know Emily, she's never been on this channel before. She's a good friend of mine. She tends to be like my first beta reader for everything I write, and we also co-host the workshop podcast together, and she's very kindly agreed to film a video with me for this channel, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully my plan is to put out that video this month as well. Also, I forgot to mention that I picked up this book right here, A Marvelous Light by Freya Marsk. I remember adding this book on my TBR like months ago. I believe this is like Victorian era fantasy, which like, I mean, you say Victorian era fantasy and I'm there, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Edwardian. Even better. Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah, this takes place in Edwardian England. It's an adult fantasy. I'm excited to dive into it. My prose right now has been like staler than it's ever been in a long time. So I'm kind of like hoping, I'm trying to find a book that can be a bit of a pick-me-up, you know? I read a little bit of the first chapter and I liked it. I liked it so far. Oh, it's also a romance actually. I don't know how much of it is a romance. I don't really know like how much romance needs to be in a book for it to be considered a romance. Because you know when things are like marketed as fantasy romances, like how much of the book needs to be carried by the romance in order to be like considered a fantasy romance. This book was expensive though. My gosh, adult books are expensive. But it's fine, it's fine. Honestly, I will always blow my money on books because I'm always happy to support authors, but it does hurt. It does hurt my wallet. So today is Thursday and we are pretty much at the end of week 1 of Nano. I don't think I will really have much to vlog tomorrow on Friday, so I'm going to wrap up the vlog here. I think I'm going to spend my weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to wrap up Act 2 because I made a decent amount of progress in Act 2, and so that's what I'm going to be wrapping up towards the end of this week. I'm kind of drafting a really fast-paced and a very pivotal part of the story, and I've actually found that it's more immersive for me to be able to just focus entirely on writing and not vlogging or anything whenever I'm in these like really pivotal parts of the story, like whenever I'm drafting like main plot beats. So that's kind of my plan, and then hopefully when I start vlogging for week 2 of Nano, I will be starting Act 3. I didn't have an amazing writing day yesterday. I only got to write for like less than an hour at night. I was just feeling kind of under the weather and I'm still feeling pretty sluggish, but it doesn't have anything to do with writing. I think I've just been kind of like overworking myself a little bit, balancing my upload schedule and also just like work is getting busy, and yeah, I just haven't been sleeping well. But yeah, one thing that I am actually doing though, I don't usually like to draft like this, but I typically like to write chronologically, and I still definitely do prefer to write my scenes in order. But with these last 3 to 4 chapters of Act 2, last night I was actually kind of like jumping around between the last 3 chapters, because even though I did outline my story, there were some finer details with these last 3 chapters that I hadn't fully fleshed out in my outline. And so it was kind of like I was filling in the details of the outline slash starting to zero draft. And whenever I got stuck on one chapter, I would switch. I would like go back to a previous chapter, or I would like skip ahead. And I find that that was really useful for me. It gave me a sense of progression, and I think it can be typically very frustrating when you get stuck on a scene. It kind of makes you want to stop writing sometimes, at least for me. I think jumping around on different chapters kind of helped me feel unstuck, and it kept me writing. So yeah, I didn't make like a huge amount of word count progress, but I do have a much clearer picture of how I want the act to play out, and I'm very excited to go back and write it. Oh, one more thing, very exciting announcement. So if you are interested in doing a writing sprint with me, I'm actually going to be joining Kelley over on her channel on Tuesday, November 16th. Kelley's going to be hosting a live writing sprint, and I'm going to be joining her, so you guys should definitely come and hang out with us. It's going to be really, really fun. I've never hosted a writing sprint with you guys, so I am super excited to hang out with Kelley and all of y'all. So yeah, I hope you guys join, and it would be so much fun if some of you guys came to hang out with us. So that is pretty much all I have to update for week 1 of NaNo. I will be having another writing vlog up, not next week, but the week after, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I will see you in the next one.